Thanks for staying with us. Now let's get a sneak peek of what's happening at the presidency at the moment. As you can see on your screen, we have the scenes from the banquet hall of the State House where the president will be addressing the media very shortly. As you can see, the place is set up as Elton John Brobe reported earlier, there's no empty seats as we can see it. Many media houses are seated. Yesterday, it was reported that apart from the presidential correspondent, about 30 media houses are involved. Of course, some questions have been raised about the selection of what went into the selection of the persons who are going to be questioning the president. But of course, we'll be bringing you all those issues in the analysis post the press encounter by the president. So in the meantime, U.S. Ambassador to Ghana, Robert Jackson, has charged governments to ensure that the Office of the Special Prosecutor to be set up should be done in a manner that no individual will be too powerful to be prosecuted by the office. The promise to set up the office was made by then-candidate Akufo-Addo as one of the ways to check corruption, with the bill setting up the office to be laid before Parliament shortly. In fact, we understand it will be going to Parliament today. Now, speaking at the launch of the Africa Center on Law and Ethics, Ambassador Jackson revealed the embassy has provided support to the AG's department to facilitate the establishing of the office.
The current administration rode to power on a message of fighting corruption. I was encouraged in April when President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo stated unequivocally that impunity would not be tolerated on his watch. I applauded his bold statement then, and I look forward to Ghana taking concrete steps to rein in vigilante groups who answer to powerful individuals rather than the rule of law. In the next few weeks, perhaps days, Parliament is set to debate a bill being crafted by the Office of the Attorney General that will create an Office of the Special Prosecutor, focusing on corruption-related crimes. The embassy is sponsoring a handful of attorneys from the Attorney General's office to travel to New York and to Washington so that they can study special prosecutor offices in the United States and incorporate best practices here in Ghana. My hope is that once established, the special prosecutor might be granted the freedom and latitude to prosecute cases independent of political and social influence. My hope is that no one, including not one of the judges implicated by Anas, would be too powerful or influential to escape the special prosecutor's scrutiny.
Now let me just inform you that we are streaming live on Facebook, so you can catch all the news updates we are bringing you, of course, including that encounter that the president is having with the media on Facebook, on the Join News page on Facebook. Now, moving on, have you ever thought of taking persons who are mentally challenged to the shower? If your answer is no, what about giving them a clean shave on the head and other private parts? But that is the task some civil society organizations in the Upper West region has given themselves to commemorate Nelson Mandela. They combed round the Wa municipality and brought together 48 mentally challenged persons to shave their hair, bathe them, change their dirty and wretched clothes to new ones, and finally party with them. Upper West regional correspondent Rafiq Salam witnessed the event and now reports from Wa.
18th July each year is a date set aside by the United Nations General Assembly to celebrate Nelson Mandela of South Africa for his lifetime role in the fight for human rights, freedom and justice. It is usually a day for community service by individuals to take action and inspire change. Civil society organizations comprising Alternative Action for Youth and Persons with Disabilities, ATIPED Ghana, in collaboration with Bahas and Whole Life Foundations, combed round the Wa Township and brought together 46 mental challenged persons for a party. Before the party was held, they first brought them in groups on a tricycle, shaved their hairs, and those who could bath on their own were allowed to do so. They were given youth clothes they gathered from the community to wear. They, however, had a difficulty When one of them, who was visibly angered for calling him a mental challenged person when he wasn't, he explained that he may have been jaded, dirty, and wearing wretched clothes, and that does not translate to being a mental challenged person. I took the pain to ask him to convince me why he is not a mental challenged person and should not be taken to the shower.
I am Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. I am the one who gained independence for this country. I saw that the blacks here were suffering under the whites. I fought and sacked them from Ghana. What kind of disgrace is this? Can you go to Burkina Faso and take their president to the shower? He is my equal.
He finally agreed to go into the shower, but will not change his wretched jacket after bathing and the pocket of refuse he tied to his waist. He was finally allowed to go away, but the rest were fed with food, drinks, and later danced to show their dancing skills. Acting Director of Artifact Ghana, Nicodem was there, threw more light on the program.
Today's celebration is important to us because we are taking from community to give back to community. This is community service. As some of you followed that yesterday, the meals we are preparing to give to our brothers here today, we did not spend a pesewa buying anything. We went into the market, the butchers